Hey everyone, Dr. Dolopo here. Today we're going to talk about what are you willing to do to heal, to obtain the results that you want with your health. And at this point of my 25-year career as a licensed acupuncturist, as a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, I feel qualified to share with you just some of the results that we've been achieving. And these cases that I'm just going to quickly breeze through are cases where people really had to put forth effort. I coach jiu-jitsu. I assist with babies age 3 to 7 and teenagers. So I'm doing a lot of extracurricular work and training with some of the best coaches that you know about. James Wooden, and John Wooden, not James Wooden, John Wooden, and Phil Jackson, and some other, especially basketball coaches. I'm just kind of a little obsessed with watching basketball coaches. But I have recently, there's a hockey coach that just came in. He coaches little kids to NHL players. He was recruited basically from Canada. That's all he does. He does nothing else. He teaches nothing else. He just focuses on hockey. And then other coaches have been coming in, dance coaches and swimming coaches, and I pick their brain. Baseball coaches, especially high school and college. I really pick their brain on what is it that makes them tick. But some of the YouTube videos that I've been following regarding some professional coaches have really helped me understand how, even now, after 25 years of practice and starting studying Chinese medicine in 1994, being licensed in 1999, really understanding still what makes people tick. How can I get people to do what I do, which is acupuncture 1 to 5 times a week? I really feel that when people, yesterday I did a video on, Happy Mother's Day, and I shared what I have done throughout my life since I was 20 and now I'm 50, what I do to stay healthy and pain-free, and being able to do things like train jiu-jitsu, being able to do things that are very physical, very intense, very active, and, being able to still, when people say you still got it, it's like, I'm more than I just still got it. I'm actually stronger. It's important for me to stay strong. So what is it that you need to do mentally to get you to a place where you know you can heal? What prompted me to make this video is I have a patient who, she came in. I said, how's your mom? Her mom's in her 80s. And she said, she's fully healed. And I said, what caused it? Now, I have treated her mom. She said, I don't know. And I said, there were some things that I shared with her. I said, does she feel like a new person, like a different person? She said, she does. And she and her husband were around their mom, and they just said, she just seems so different. And she seems like really upbeat and positive. And I felt so happy to hear that, because there's a mindset that winners have that really allows them, enables them to get what it is that they want. If you don't have what you want, there are some things you'll need to change in order to get what you want. So there's a particular coach who said one thing that he says to his athletes is, how much do you want it, and what are you willing to do to suffer? How much are you willing to suffer? And I think that's important, because that very much is in line with what are you willing to do to receive it? How teachable are you? How coachable are you? And how much change are you willing to make in your life in order to achieve those goals? So some of the cases that just popped up in my head, like there's a woman who came in with complete placenta previa, and before she even came in, she was living in Fresno. That's Central California. I'm in Southern California. I'm in Orange County. And she said, we are packing up our house. We're going to live near you for a month. We're getting an Airbnb, and I'm going to be with you every day if I have to fix this condition. And we did. And she was able to. Complete placenta previa is automatically a high-risk pregnancy. There's no vaginal birth. Forget about having a home birth. You are having a C-section. Guess what? We got the job done, and she was able to have her home birth. It was exciting. So that is what I mean about what are you willing to do. She believed in me before even working with me. She just saw the testimonials at Elements in Harmony, Acupuncture.com. She saw that I had a lot of reviews, quite a few videos, where I say I have a 98+% success rate when it comes to complete or marginal or low-lying placenta previa. You gotta, hit it head on. I am not God. It does not happen 100% of the time. There's one case recently where I did not do it, but other than that, and I would have wanted to see her a lot more, especially in the beginning of the therapy. This particular case, we'll call her A. She was very intense from the get-go, and we were able to achieve the results in less than a month. And I'm really happy. That is one example of how a woman packed up her house, came down here to Orange County specifically to be with me so I can resolve it. Before I go on, there was another woman who helped her have twins. She was a single mom. She was doing IVF, and she was a pilot. She is a pilot, and she just, she was divorced, and she knew she wanted to be a mommy. So it wasn't until she was pregnant or close, going through the whole IVF process, but I think she was already pregnant. This is right before COVID happened. And it's on my website. That testimonial is on my website, or you can text me at 619-341-4341, and I could send you that link. And that's when she finally said, she made it clear, I moved here from Delaware, and I got a place in San Clemente so I can get treated by you. And we worked together for close to 2 years. She delivered at 46 years old to twins. That's how committed she was. I'm not asking you to pack up and be like these ladies, but these women had the conviction that I can help them. When you have that kind of conviction that, this person can heal me, your faith can move mountains. And we achieved it because she was already in her 40s, and she was already a high-risk, condition. And her fertility specialist was in Florida. Given that she can fly all over the world, depending on where her, her career would take, her profession would take her, I'm grateful that she chose whatever, circuit, however the pilots do it, where she was close to me, where she was able to live near me, live in my county so that I can get the job done. And when she needed to, she can go to her fertility specialist in Florida. That's the other side of the country. That's commitment. That's what I mean about what are you willing to do. So when people come to me, and these happen to be pregnancy and fertility cases, I'm going to talk about some other stuff. The third, well, it would have been the second, but it's the third. There was a woman named, we'll call her C. When she had sciatic pain, she came 10 times in 14 days. I got her to 90% improvement. Her doctor and her medical doctor and her chiropractor told her this was going to take at least a month for her spasms just to calm down. The chiropractor would not even touch her. She was so tense. She came in 10 times in 14 days. Why? Because that case was in 2010. I still remember that. When she got 90% in 2 weeks, so 14 days, then the rest of the 10% I fixed in 4 weeks. So a total of 6 weeks. The first 2 weeks I fixed it by 90%. The following 4 weeks, I looking at my fingers. The following 4 weeks I fixed the last 10%. And she was very happy. The reason why she was that committed to seeing me was back in 2007, 3 years prior, I fixed an ankle pain that I still remember these cases. There are certain cases that I remember so vividly. She had a very intense situation with her ankle. For whatever reason, 3 surgeons would not touch her ankle. They said, you're just going to have to live with the pain. She could not take painkillers because she was allergic to painkillers. She's allergic to antibiotics except for one, which doesn't even work for her. So in her case, she has to practice alternative medicine because whatever medications they need to give her, she can't, her body rejects it. So it's a rare situation. So in 2007, I fixed a very intense, she was in crucial pain. She was in a lot of pain for a year and a half. And it was her massage therapist, my friend Dawn Jackson, who told her, you need to see Dr. Dolopo. Well, back then it was Anna Dolopo because I didn't have my doctorate yet. So she said, you need to see Anna. So I treated her and I fixed her. And then in 2010, she had the sciatic pain. and I fixed it in 6 weeks. The first 2 weeks, I got it to 90% improvement, 10 times in 14 days. There was a woman that I treated with brain hemorrhage and migraines. Her neurologist, whom she ended up, changing that doctor, the doctor told her, don't do acupuncture, it's just spa treatments. She was already 50% better. And this was during COVID. She started with me February 2020. November 11, 2020, she wrote, 11/11/2020, she wrote her testimonial. You can go to elementsandharmonyacupuncture.com and look up brain hemorrhage. That's what commitment will do. She came in very intensely, very aggressively, because here's the thing. At the time, she wasn't married, no kids, and she was practicing distance from her mom. So who was going to take care of her? Logistically, who was going to take care of this woman if she were to have brain surgery for a brain hemorrhage? Her dogs were not going to take care of her. But guess what? I still treat her once a month or so. No brain hemorrhage, no migraines. Acupuncture fixed the condition. Yeah, I strongly recommend you go to elementsandharmonyacupuncture.com and go to the search button at the top and type brain hemorrhage, and you'll see that kind of miracle. This is what we do. I'm going to jump the gun a little bit. There's a woman who came in recently. I fixed something a long time ago, and she came in recently for heart failure. Guess what? We worked together, and she went to get checked for the pacemaker, and the doctor said, I don't know what happened, but you don't need a pacemaker anymore. So I can't wait to really break down that in a case study. But yeah, that's what we do here. And your heart can heal. And maybe if she caught me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, definitely 25 years ago, I would not have known what to do. But you're catching me at 25 years experience. I have other doctors here who do. They work for me. We're a team here, elementsandharmonyacupuncture.com, our healing team. We have a neuromuscular sports massage therapist with over 20 years experience, and other licensed acupuncturists, doctors of acupuncture of Oriental medicine, and their respective, we all have different titles, doctor of acupuncture and Chinese herbs, herbal medicine, and anyways, we all are here qualified to help you, and they do seek my advice, and I do give them my advice relative to their cases because I want them to succeed. That is a big deal, to be told you have heart failure, be under the care of, I think, around 4 to 7 cardiologists, and they're really concerned. That's a big story why she's in that situation. And she's young and she's beautiful. She's not that much older than me. I'm 50. That's very young. And to go in and they say, we don't know what happened, but you don't need a pacemaker. That's huge. Can I get a standing ovation? Because that's huge. I downplay it when I share it here because, I'm still waiting, we still need to make sure she didn't need the pacemaker, but she got a little, significantly less invasive situation then because the insurance already cleared it. But as in regards to the actual need for the pacemaker, I'm really proud of that. So we talked about the brain hemorrhage, the pacemaker, headaches. If you look up headache, I think that the URL is elementsandharmonyacupuncture.com/headache. Let's see. You'll see a very important testimonial there. Just look up headache and you'll see some of my favorite case studies. Actually, it's headaches. There we go. You'll see it's headaches with an S at the end. You'll see Gina's very long testimonial. That was a woman who was supposed to die when she was 9 from a severe car accident, and I'll let you read that. I take on the most challenging cases. You'll see a lot on me regarding fertility, and rightly so, because one case that I constantly refer to is this one woman where she had, in the same year, there were 2 women with similar situations. And when people tell me that, oh, I specialize in fertility, really? I want to know what your results are, because in this case that I'm looking at, this person had a 5% chance to get pregnant. Nothing was wrong with daddy, and daddy was required to be here 4 times a month. 1 fallopian tube, 4 failed IVFs, AMH needed to be between a 1 to a 4, but it was a 0.16. fertility specialist said this isn't going to happen. You got a 5% chance to get pregnant. 5% chance. So don't even try. Don't even go for acupuncture. She had other licensed acupuncturists. She had other Eastern medical doctors, and they didn't help her. Mommy and daddy were over 40. So you tell me who else can do that. And if you can, great, because I want to meet those acupuncturists, because I teach this. And in that same year, there was another woman who also had 4 failed IVFs before meeting me. Both these women were over 40. They were also 4 failed IVFs. And these happened with natural fertility. Mommy's egg, daddy's sperm. I asked for 3 years from both of them. This one, 6 months. Why? Because daddy and mommy started together. The other one took a year because daddy didn't start till the 10th month. Daddy needs to be here. I have a whole protocol on that. So there's, I really love taking cases of fertility that, there's no more chance for IVF. I love those cases. I love the cases where it's herniated disc. There was a woman who 3 surgeons said you need surgery for your neck. 3 surgeons. You have a herniated disc. You need this. She did treatments with me. 95% improvement. And she stayed there. She was like, I can't believe it. And there's been case after case. Look up herniated disc and you'll see that I treat that. Look, I'm not saying you don't need surgery, but if you've already done 1, 2, 3 surgeries, which people do come in here, they're like, I'm done. I'm done with taking 3, 5, 10 medications. I'm done with the opiates. I'm done with the medications. I had this one patient, he's in his 70s, and he can tie he just came back from Mexico. He went for a week fishing trip, and and he said he wasn't able to, before working with me, able to tie his fishing knots. My dad was a fisherman, so I understand how important it was. He had no feeling in his fingers. It was 90% better, 90% better. Are you kidding me? He had 2 surgeries, and he's a retired veteran. He was in the Air Force, and he was just like, the doctors were like, you need a 3rd surgery. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. I need to feel my fingers, and every time you do surgery, I'm not saying you don't need surgery. I'm not saying I can replace surgery, but I love it when people do come in here after having done several surgeries and they're done. I love it when patients come in and they're done. I need something else, because now we could really work, because now you really can depend on your faith in healing yourself. And you can let me do my work without wondering, can Dr. Dolopo deliver? Because I will deliver, because I've done it over and over and over. There's a situation going on with my dad's side of the family. And he said, you can't help heart issues. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I just did it. This woman just said, her doctor said, I don't know what just happened, but you don't need a pacemaker anymore. And yes, dealing with, look up neuropathy on my schedule, on my website. Just thinking about it, there was a gentleman who was in his 60s. He came in, this is 2006, and we did 18 treatments in 21 days. Remember, the theme of this is, what are you willing to do? 18 treatments in 21 days. I got the one right foot 90% and the left foot 60%. You may think, but you didn't heal him. Well, guess what? He had been suffering for 15 years. I'm not God, and some things I just can't, I can't fix everything. And maybe if he gave me a few more months, maybe I could have gotten him to 100%. But he was happy with 90% and 60%. He was happy. You know why? Because he told me he was a gardener. He was retired. He told me he was gardening his house, his yard. His family said he's not gardening. He's landscaping. He's walking. He has a big home in Mission Viejo, which is where I live. And he is landscaping. He's laying down brick. He is landscaping, and he said he was able to stand for 1 hour to 2 hours in church on marble floors without feeling pain in his feet, because before he started with me, he had to stomp on the ground just to feel it, but it would hurt him. So yeah, acupuncture can do miraculous things. And guess what? With acupuncture, the style I do, Dr. Tan's balance method, of which I'm a gold level certified balance method acupuncturist, none of the needles go to the neck, if that's where the neck is. You see me running around in my office, none of the needles went to my knee when I popped my knee doing jiu-jitsu in 2013, when I had only trained for a year then. When someone comes in with elbow pain, none of the needles go to the elbow. For the migraines, none of the needles went here. For the brain hemorrhage, none of the needles went there. Let's see, what else do I want to address? Oh, my 90-year-old case, the 90-year-old woman, and I've done so many videos, but I'm just going to say, I got her on her back on her horse after 5 treatments, and she was using a cane, hunched over, 90 years old. And so go see that video. It's a relatively new video. Just look up Dr. Dolopo horse. 90-year-old woman goes back on her horse. Watch that video, because that is one of my favorite cases, and it just happened February 2024. And why did she come here so aggressively? I want to say she came in 9-10 times in 11 days. Why? Because she had a reason. She had a why. She was so determined to get back on her horse. She's 90. Her horse is 25. Beautiful Arabian horse. Why would, and till this day, she's like 99% better. Why would a woman who's 90 years old come in almost every day, or if not every day, to fix the condition, when other people would be like, well, you're 90. I'll give you the dates. February 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19. 95% better. 9 treatments. 7 days later, February 26, 98% better. March 4, 11th treatment, 99% better. Only the last 2 treatments were a week apart, but before that, February 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19. 9 treatments from February 8 to February 19. That's 11 days. 9 treatments in 11 days, because someone is suffering. So if you know someone who's suffering, consider receiving acupuncture and doing it right, the right way. I do Dr. Tan's balance method. If you go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com, you will see what I mean about doing acupuncture correctly, properly, getting the results that you need. So, SIBO. I have patients with no more SIBO. Do the treatments correctly according to my expectations video. Go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com/expectations. You will see I did an accountability video. I talk about if you go under once a week, 2 more times a week, twice a week, or 3 or more times a week, I can get the job done. If you want the job done right, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the effort, and we will get the job done. So I wrote down a few other things. Migraines, kidney stage 4. I got that disease, kidney stage 4 to kidney stage 2, in 19 treatments in 1 month and 7 days. Look up elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com, and if you go to case studies, kidney disease stage 4, that's stage 4 dash kidney disease, no space between kidney disease, and you'll see those results. I did that 1 month and 7 days. The first 9 treatments, there were a total of 19. The first 9 treatments were March 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. 9 treatments from March 3 to March 17, and we did 10 more treatments. Got it from the GFR went from 30 to 90. The goal was 60. Speaking of that, go to sperm motility. I got that sperm motility from a 2% to a 42% in 20 treatments in 2 months. If I'm not correct, we ended up doing 10 months, 2%, 3% to 72%, 72% in 10 months. Acupuncture. So please consider really doing acupuncture done right, done the right way. Go to elementsinharmonyacupuncture.com and you'll see these are the results. Osteoporosis. I'll read. This is one testimonial I will read directly. So in this particular case, she said, I have a 64-year-old patient, female patient, who is getting treatments and Chinese herbs. Her most recent density scan after 1 year of treatment shows a 7% improvement. The doctor told her if people show an improvement of 1 to 2%, that is a big deal. She's totally stoked that she's received 7% improvement. This patient is receiving acupuncture and Chinese herbs. I wrote that August 27, 2018. So do it right. Get it done. If it's for fertility, if it's for pain, if it's for some kind of internal health issue, if you're going to a proper acupuncturist who knows what they're doing and is willing to really test their limits, which is what I do day in and day out. If you could tell, I'm still really excited about this medicine since 1994. It is 2024. That means 4, 14, 24. I've been involved studying this medicine for 30 years. You want to go to an acupuncturist who's fired up about their medicine, who lives Chinese medicine, who lives their medicine. not someone who doesn't look like they're healthy, doesn't look like they're vital. And you really want to give someone a chance according to the methodology of how it should work. So I hope that helps. Elements in Harmony, acupuncture.com. Text me, Dr. Dolopo, Elements in Harmony, 619-341-4341. Our office number, 949-305-1703, always comes to our cell phone. So you can text the phone anytime. All right, take care. Have a great day.